Good evening. We're here to talk about one of my favorite days of the year, and that's Read Across America Day. However, want to start off tonight with a few brief comments about the situation in Ukraine. Um, I'd like to announce that the Rogers administration um, will close U.S. airspace to Russian aircraft effective immediately. This move is taken in direct reaction to the situation in Ukraine. Um, there's a real easy way to relax the sanctions that we have put in place. The U.S. government has put in place uh, on Russia. There's a real easy way to get those relaxed. That's quite basically to withdraw the troops. I've said all along that diplomacy is the way to handle this. Uh, I'm encouraged by the peace talks and the promise for more peace talks in this conflict. Uh, but however, I do want to state this fact that there's got to be reversal, and that reversal is the complete and total withdrawal of troops from Ukraine. That's the only way that any sanctions, any other actions economically will be stopped under the Rogers administration. We are here today to talk about, again, like I mentioned, one of my favorite days of the year, and that's Read Across America. Today, we also celebrate the 118th birthday of Dr. Seuss. What an incredible man this guy was. What an incredible man he was. Um, I grew up reading Dr. Seuss books. I was telling a story earlier today that and this kind of dates my age, but back there were such things as green stamps, and you would buy so much. You could go to the grocery store and buy your groceries or whatever, and you get so many green stamps. You could collect those. And they used to have green stamp stores, especially in my hometown of Dallas. Um, One of the biggest things I remember is collecting enough green stamps to go to the big green stamp store there in Dallas and get me a Dr. Seuss book. And I remember it was Cat in a Hat. So it was a very memorable time uh, in my youth and something I still remember, many, many, many years later. Um, and that's what it comes down to is reading. Reading is so important, and especially in the Rogers family. And my wife, the first lady, she is a full time teacher. That is, she teaches full time, 5 days a week, all through the school year. Does everything a full time teacher does. Reading's important to her, and it kind of carried over into our family. And so it's something that I think it's very important, especially in our pandemic years. And we're coming to the end of that. Uh, Hopefully, we're getting very close to the end of this and being able to turn a page on this. Um, but we've got some gaps we've got to fill in the education side of this. One of them is reading. Um, Many schools throughout the country are getting ready to take what they call benchmark tests, and this is kind of to see where our students are as far as the basic skills, reading, writing, arithmetic, that sort of thing. And so um, today's event is to encourage reading. One of the things I uh, that's been a part of my life, I told you about the Dr. Seuss book, but reading has always been something that I've always done throughout my life. Um, I started reading at a very young age, and I'm the guy who loves bookstores, and I'm the guy who in high school used to go to the library in the morning before the school opened. The librarians would let me into school and let me go to the library, and I would read books. It's something that's carried over to my adulthood now. I mean, and it's something that I continue doing. I read several books. I love history. I love presidential biographies. You look at my library, I've got several books on many of our presidents, several books on the White House. in the presidency, and it's something I enjoyed. But all that love for reading started many years ago. One in school, and secondly with my family. And so, Read Across America Day is meant to instill that spirit that Dr. Seuss had for many years of encouraging reading to our youth. Um, the one thing that I would like to see our kids do is to try to read at least 1 hour a day. 1 hour a day. You'd be surprised just by reading 1 hour a day how far that can take you, and especially in the summertime. Uh, and that's not too far away when the school is going to be let out for the summer. It's important that when summer lets out, or when the summer vacation begins, that we don't just stop reading, that we continue reading throughout the summer. So when we get back into school in the fall, our reading skills haven't diminished. And so uh, I just really encourage everybody to especially our youth to take the time to read 1 hour a day. And I see it many times throughout the course of the week um, at schools. You see kids reading all kinds of different books and very well written books for kids and book fairs. Many of the schools are doing book fairs, and they've reported uh, huge sales. And so, reading is something that's out in the forefront. Again, it's very important in these post-pandemic days that we do this, and reading can open doors to the future. And I firmly believe, and I've said this time and time again, I firmly believe that uh, to have good reading skills will enable you to go far in life. And so those skills are important. They're important as we continue on what I call the journey of America. So I do thank you very much. And again, this is of all the days we celebrate throughout the year, and there's many that we do. This is one of my favorite because it's fun to talk about reading. It's fun also when you visit schools to see the our kids dressed up in their favorite Dr. Seuss characters. Even today, uh, throughout the uh, throughout the country, school kids were doing worksheets, coloring sheets on Dr. Seuss. There were parents who were coming into schools to read to kids, and that is something that's so important. And I'm so glad to see that coming back and being part of our schools. So happy birthday, Dr. Seuss. Thank you very much for all you've done to contribute to this nation's wonderful history um, and being part of what I call the journey of America. Thank you all very much.